Thousands of miniature suicide drones swarmed like a plague of locusts toward the U.S. president while he was fishing. Mike pushed the president into the lake and dove in after him, dragging him deep underwater to narrowly survive the final wave of explosions. When Mike awoke, however, he found himself handcuffed to a hospital bed. FBI agent Helen presented ironclad evidence. His fingerprints were found in the vehicle used by the attackers, and a $10 million anonymous wire transfer from Russia had hit his account immediately following the strike. He sought the president's testimony to clear his name, but the commander-in-chief had fallen into a deep coma.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Mike was formally arrested and transported toward a federal prison under the cover of night. Suddenly, a team of heavily armed mercenaries used electronic interference to disable all 3 transport vehicles.
What the?
The escort cars were flipped, and Mike's transport was breached with a directional charge. As he was dragged out, his instincts kicked in. He realized this group intended to stage his escape to make him look like a fugitive fleeing from guilt. Seizing the moment inside the vehicle, Mike fought for the steering wheel, forcing the truck to crash into a massive tree. While the captors were dazed, he picked his cuffs. Upon unmasking one of the dead mercenaries, he was horrified to find it was a specialized agent he had personally trained. In an instant, Mike deduced the identity of the mastermind. What followed was a textbook display of survival. He fled to a gas station and used a payphone to relay his findings to his wife, certain that the FBI was monitoring the line and would never believe him directly. Knowing the FBI had already traced the call and was closing in, he hijacked a heavy, slow-moving semi-truck. He barreled into the forest, intentionally toppling trees to create roadblocks that stalled the police pursuit.
Holy fucking shit!
In a final decisive move, he abandoned the truck and vanished into the dense woods, successfully evading the thermal cameras of the search helicopters. He reached a remote, off-the-grid safe house deep in the forest, a place with no TV or internet, but home to his father, a battle-hardened veteran of countless wars. Together, they waited for the mercenaries to track Mike's trail. As the killers closed in on the cabin, Mike and his father slipped into an underground tunnel, flanking the enemy from behind. The father hit the detonator, triggering a massive ring of traps that wiped out the entire mercenary squad.
Really? You're welcome.
Using a dead mercenary's fingerprint to unlock a phone, Mike called the mastermind to confirm his suspicions.
I'll find you.
He and his father then drove to a nearby town, where Mike intentionally exposed the coordinates of the cabin to a surveillance camera. When the FBI arrived at the scene, they found only the evidence Mike had left behind, pointing toward the true culprit. The trail led the FBI to a private security firm, which was secretly controlled by the Vice President of the United States. The full conspiracy came to light. The Vice President had conspired with the security firm to assassinate the president so he could take over as acting president.
Martin James Kirby.
He then used the $10 million bribe planted on Mike to frame Russia, allowing him to sign and announce a massive retaliatory strike, the centerpiece of which was a multi-billion-dollar contract for his own security firm. With the truth exposed, Mike was completely exonerated, and the president finally regained consciousness.